Yes, well, back with you. Hello again, Jim Burns. What we got going on here today is a bunk car from Lionel. It's a nice car, wood-sided. This is from the Lionel Railroader Club, special edition, the Inside Track, 1988. All right, it's a nice car. I like it. It's got some side marker lights on either side. It's got some frosted windows there. Little smokestack right there. That's what the underside looks like. Not too bad. Operating couplers, plastic trucks, but what we want to do with this is light her up. And in order to do that, we need to get some LEDs from Evan Designs. You know, I always get their stuff. Seems to be good stuff, and it lasts for a long time. So what we got to do is take this puppy apart, and the trucks on this are riveted in place, so we're not going to be taking any trucks off. But the mounting screws on this are down in there, if you can see it. They're recessed down into the chassis. So I imagine there's a post in here somewhere that keeps the roof on. But there's one on either side. Alright, so we'll get those out. And looks like they actually intended it could be lit up, because here's a hole there, right there in our chassis. We could run some wires up through there. And what we'll use for that is the 9050 collector assembly. I have a few of these. But that's what that looks like, the 9050. It's got the common or ground that'll press down on the axles. Alright, on the truck. And then our center wheel, or our center pickup wheel, yeah, that's there, roller. Alright, so we can do this. We'll fit this in there thusly. It just has two little tabs on either side there, and they fit into the truck here. You see, it'll go right into the opening above the springs. So, alright, so let's try to get this apart and see what we got to work with on the inside before we order any lights. Alright, we got her upside down on some padding so we don't bust our smokestack. Let's see if we can pull that out. Yeah, that comes out real nice. Get that out of the way so we don't break it. Our hand wheel. Let's see. Sometimes these are so delicate. I think we'll be all right to leave that. These marker lights here, they're pretty loose, so they just kind of fall right out. You'll lose them if you're not careful. But I think I want to light these up also with some LEDs. Wait, there's a little hole there. I don't know if you can see if it's showing up or not. But there's a cavity right there. We could fit a Z-sized LED from Evan Designs. Get red ones. And then we could run our wires along the bottom and into our hole there. They just use, they use the magnet wire on the chip LEDs, so yeah. Get a couple rectified red ones and light these up. That'll be cool. We'll think about that as we go along. I got my Phillips head jeweler screwdriver here. First thing we want to do, best thing is to turn the truck a little off to the side there. We should be able to get access to that screw, hopefully. Where are you? There you are. Okay, got that one loose. Try this one. It's a little tight there. Oh. There we go. All right. I think we got that one up. They should fall out the bottom here. Any luck, there they are. I'm going to show you something here on these kinds of screws. When they wind them in there at the factory, there's always a little bit of plastic left in the threads. So just take your fingernail or a wire brush, get all that extra plastic out of those threads. Get all that plastic out of the threads, and then it won't blow out your post when you tighten it back in there. You can see what I mean there. See the plastic stuck in the threads? You get that all out of there. That's your best option. And then your screws will go back in easier. And won't try to blow out your post. All right. I'll clean those up better before I put it back together. So we should be able to get our roof off here. Might have to pull out the bulkheads here just a little bit. There we go. All right. So there's our roof assembly. Now you see what I'm saying here? See this white area? That's when they tighten those up. Between the fast speed they put these together and the self-threading screws, it starts to splay out these posts. You can actually feel the bump there where it's pushing down all the freshly cut plastic, and it's the same way on both sides there. Yeah, you can feel that bump. So then make sure, you can tap this on a bench or something just to get any loose plastic in those posts out of there. Trust me, it'll make your life easier when you go to put it back together. All right, so there's our roof assembly. Here's the inside of our car here. I don't see anything fastener wise holding this windows in. Let's see. Oh yeah, it'll just slide right out. All right, so that's that. Okay, not much to it. It's got some locating pins there so it doesn't rattle around. And there's our empty bunk car. Lots of room. All right, that's cool. Then we'll put our pickup assembly on this truck and bring our wires up through here. And I don't know which would be best. Probably if I put some LEDs across the floor here. We could do it on the roof, but then you'd always have to unplug it and, well, we'll just try it. We'll order some LEDs that'll go across the floor, mount them on there and temporary, and then we'll see how it looks with the window back in. Yeah, I think that'll be a good way to go. So let me get some LEDs ordered and I'll be back. We'll continue on with this project, all right? All right, so here we are a week later, and this is what I decided on from Evan Designs. This is a single hookup with 4 chip LEDs. Has a resistors, capacitor, and bridge rectifier. So these 2 wires will go to our AC side, and then there's the rectifier, capacitor, and resistor. And then there's our 4 chip LEDs right there. All right, that's the warm white chip LEDs. So I think this will be fine to mount on the floor of this bunk car and light up our windows nicely. This is what it looks like out of the package. All right. Here's our 2 lead wires for the AC side. There's our rectifier, capacitor, resistors. And there's the chip LEDs themselves. They're 2 millimeter and about a 1.5 millimeter. So I think this won't be overpowering. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, we got 4 of them. So we'll place them approximately underneath each set of windows. And this window and this window, they're off a little bit from side to side, as you can see. So we'll pick a happy medium right between the 2. And the same with these 2 windows on this side. The 2 end set of windows, they're in line with each other. All right. And then when I decided for the marker lights, I'm going to try these. These are the Z size red, again rectified, so we can use them with our train. Got a couple of these, and I'll try to show them to you here. They're so tiny, but so here's our 2 AC leads right here. There's our rectifier and resistor. And then here's the Z chip. See if I can get the right side pointed at you. There is a chip there. There is a front and a back to these, but hopefully you can see that. Is that better? Yeah. They're just a speck of dust, really. So I think those will work out nicely if we put them up inside our marker lights here. See if I can do this. Yeah, that'll fit right up in there. Could have gone with a bigger LED actually, but these are okay. But that'll go up inside there. Yeah, I think this will work out real nice. And if I can find it here, here we are. To help our project here, they also now sell at Evan Designs this tacky wax for LEDs, and that helps hold your LEDs in place without glue, hot gluing them, maybe ruining them with the hot glue. And it's not so permanent that you can't remove it if something happens. But all you need is a tiny little bit, they say. And then you just roll it around in your fingers, heat it up a little bit. So I think if we pinch off a piece and put that Z-sized LED up in that marker light, and then use this wax, we'll give it a try. I've never used this before, so we'll see how this works out. They give you instructions to use it, but yeah. So we'll see how that works out. Tacky wax for LEDs. Let me set that aside for now. Or throw it on the floor, whichever is best. Alright. So let me get all our little tiny Z ones back in their package before I lose them. Alright. Set those aside for now. We want to mount these LEDs, make sure they're face up, and let's see, we'll guide these rectifier wires, the AC side. I'm gonna just twist them together here. And let's guide them down through our hole here for now. The connections will actually be inside the box car or the bunk car, but I guess I didn't twist anything together there. That was a pretend twisting. This is the real thing here. Hopefully. Alright, now we can get that down through our access hole here. And then we can test this with some jumper leads to the track. Alright. We're going to make sure the yellow side is up. That's the light side. Alright. Let's see. Let me put a bend in all of this here. You want to be careful. You don't want to manhandle these wires. Just be very gentle when you're using it. This magnet wire. Is very sensitive to being manhandled. All right, let's get that. We'll put that in the center of the car, thusly. All right, then we can put a light here. All right, I had to take that phone call. Where were we here? Got to mount our LEDs here. So, first thing I want to do, make sure our yellow sides are going to remain upward. Try to point all our wires to the center, and then that gives all our lights plenty of room to reach where they gotta go. Alright, so we'll angle the rectifier right at the center here, something like that. So let me get some fun tack here. Got a little bit of that. I'll just use this as a temporary holding measure, or permanent. It doesn't matter. I could use it. Oh, all right. So, what I would like to do use my screwdriver here. Put that around our rectifier if we can. Like that. Put her in position. There we go. Okay, that'll hold her. Alright, so this light over here can go between these two windows. So let me get that ready to go. Roll it up a little bit. Alright. Get her positioned right in the middle of the car here. Let's bring her on out. Get her a little closer to the center of the windows. Make sure that's laying flat. Alright, just like that. Alright, so we'll go on from here. I'll get the rest of these laid in there, and we'll give her a test. Alright? I won't make you suffer through me shaking my way through this. So I'll be back. Okay, I got everything in position here. Our LEDs chips are here. So let me get some jumper cables here. Well, what we want to do now is put our windows in. So we'll do that. And there we go. Nothing's interfering with the windows, so we can put our, let's put our roof on if we can. Keep it straight here. There we go. All right. Let me grab those jumper cables. They're right here. Untwist our wires here. Like I said, these will all be connections inside the Bunk Car, but for now, for testing purposes, all right. Oh, we'll put the green one on there. The yellow up here. We use yellow as the center rail. And the green is the outer. Alright, I got power to the tracks here. Let's turn that on. Well, she lit up. Let's turn some lights out so we can see what it looks like. All right. Huh. Let me turn the lights off on the phone here. Okay, there she is. Look at that. That's exactly what I wanted. Nice soft white there. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm loving that. It's not too harsh of a light or anything. It's nice. I'm really enjoying the look of that. All right. Does it look great sitting on a siding or part of a maintenance of way train, or just being pulled along the track in a consist? Oh, that's nice. I like that. Very good. All right, so now we can move on to our marker lights. All right, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. What we got to do, this is our marker lens here. Try to keep it in the camera burns. So there's that empty space that we got to put our Z-sized LED into. All right. So what we got to do is we got to get ourselves a groove from that empty space through this collar here and into this square section. And if you can see, that square section already has a small groove, this pin here. I don't know if it's even showing up real good, but there is a groove there. So I think they intended this to be lit up on maybe some models. I'm not too sure. But there is a small groove there. And it's just deep enough for our magnet wire here with our Z-sized LED on there. You can just see it there. So it'll fit down in that empty space. All right, down in there. Then we'll run our wires back this way. But what we have to do is cut a groove from that empty space to this area of the pin. And so what I've done is I put this 3M double stick foam tape down. I'm gonna see if this will hold it for us. Can't really use a clamp or anything on here. So I'm just gonna peel back a bit of it. Don't need the whole thing exposed. Alright. So we'll just kind of set that there. Hopefully that grabs it for us. We'll try it, see what happens. Let me put a little piece of tape on there so that doesn't come up and block our view there. There we go. All right. So what we're going to use is this needle file. This is a round one. Okay, I don't want to use the moto tool on this. That'd be a little too aggressive with the speed. It would probably melt it, but this shouldn't take too much to work a groove into that. Doesn't have to be very big, very deep. Just enough for the magnet wire to come in there, and we can have it secured in a groove and not get pinched between this collar that goes through the bunk car body and the shell. You don't want to break that magnet wire on that LED. Just trying to stay in line with this groove that's on the peg there. This part here is supposed to grab the light on the inside of the bunk car if it's lit and feed this marker. But since we're putting red LEDs into this, we don't want that to display any white light through the pin there. So we'll keep working at this. I know it's getting kind of shaky there. Just keep cleaning the file out as it builds up in the teeth there. You'll get there eventually. Let's see, there's still a little stop there, so we gotta keep going. Turn the file, get some fresh clean teeth that work on there. Okay. See, are we through yet? Let's see. Almost. We're getting there. Don't press down too hard on these needle files. They'll snap on you. Just take it easy on them. Okay, we're getting past that little. There we go, we're getting there. Okay, I can just feel a little ridge there. I'll get that fob out of there. Still with me? There we go. All right, I don't feel that ridge anymore. All right, let's see how we did here. Let me brush the swarf out of there. All right, let's take our LED here. All right, let's give this a test. See how our wire lays in there. Oh yeah, very nice. Now when this part here engages the Bunk Car shell, it won't pinch our wire. Can you see how it's laid in there? I'll have to check the camera footage, I guess, but it is down in there. Let's see if we can okay, it's laying in there nicely. Yeah, that's gonna work out great. All right, so that's what we gotta do there. Then what I'm gonna use is that wax from Evan Design and just push the LED down in with the wax. The light is supposed to be able to broadcast itself out through the wax without any problem. So we shouldn't have any problems with that. And then that'll hold that in place. Oh, this is great. But what we got to do first, since the rectifier is attached to the wire, and this won't fit through the hole in our Bunk Car, the rectifier won't fit through there. So we'll feed this through, our LED, we'll feed it through first, the hole in the side of the Bunk Car, and then we'll lay it into our lens here, get the wax in. Once that's set up a little bit, we'll push it back into the Bunk Car and we'll give it a test. All right, back up here now with our lens and our groove in there. I put a little bend in the wire there where the LED is. All right. That'll get us down into our lens just like that. Okay. See if I can zoom in here a little bit. I'll have to move this way a bit, huh? All right, that's better. Anyway, turn it back around the right way. And that will go down into there, thusly. All right. But the first thing we got to do is like I mentioned before, I have to put our windows back in because that peg on that lens won't let this assembly go back in without hindering it from dropping down. Alright, so there's our window assembly in there. And then we'll put our lens in here like that. Alright, so that'll work out good. So let me get our LED fished through our window opening here. Thusly. All right. I'll just leave this laying on its side like that. Let's zoom you back out a little bit here. There we go. All right. Now, what I want to do is I'll use a little piece of heat shrink tubing here. We don't need, oops, sorry about that. Crashed the camera. Don't need that big long piece. Alright, let's get this up over our LED. Push that out of the way for now. All right. I know I'm probably covering up most of this while I'm working on it. Let me get that positioned. Hold the wire in our groove there. And we'll slide our heat shrink tubing up over there. And that should hold it for us. Yeah, there it goes. Zoom back in again. That should hold it for us nicely, huh? Yeah, that'll work. And then what I want to do, turn the power on to the rails here and light it up, make sure we're in a good spot. Let's see. All right. Oh, that looks nice. There you go. How about that, huh? That looks cool. Let me turn the big light out here. Let's turn the camera light off too. Alright, doesn't that look nice? Yeah. Doesn't seem to be showing up real good on the camera. Don't know why, but... Or is it? Maybe it is. I'm just not seeing it through the viewfinder. But yeah, that looks nice. I think we're in great shape. Let's put the right side up here. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm liking that. Let's turn the light all the way down there just to see. Hmm. Yeah, that's going to look good. Okay. All right, lights are back on. Let's turn our power off here for a moment while we work on putting that wax down in there to hold our LED. This is our tacky wax from Evan Design. Alright, let's get a little smidgen of that. And try to do this left-handed, but get it down in there. Let's see a little bit more. Just to fill up that cavity there. There we go. All right. Let's smooth that out a bit. There we go. You see it? It's filled the cavity up with the wax. That should hold the LED. Let's turn our lights back on, make sure we're okay. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah. This is gonna look nice. Yep, I think we're in great shape. Oh, my wire keeps... I need a better jumper cable on that end. Okay, so anyway. All right, we're in great shape. And we're going to let that wax set up there for a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and push this through. Let me get my jumper cables off the wire. We're done with that for the moment. We'll test it once again once we're in there. Alright, we'll just let that hang around for a little bit. Alright, yeah, we'll let that sit up. The wax is what I'm speaking of. And it really doesn't dry, but I guess it's supposed to harden a little bit. But we'll see. I've never used it before, but we'll give her a go. Alright. Alright, a couple hours later here. Let's see how we made out. Well, I think we should be able to... I'm going to try and leave this heat shrink tubing on there. See if that'll go through the hole. Yeah, it does. That's good. All right. Straighten that up a little bit. There we go. All right, now she's looking good. Maybe a little bit more, huh? It's too rough on my fingers. Let me grab my smooth jawed pliers here. All right. There's serrations on the last inch of these pliers, but if you go back here, they're smooth. All right, looking good. All right. So then we can guide these wires. Out through the bottom. Just for the moment. Like I say, these will all be connected inside the car itself. All right. Very good. Okay, let me get some wires hooked up here. I fixed that jumper cable that was giving me troubles there. Boy, my hands just are not working. It's so darn cold up here now. Teens and single digits. Enough to make a grown man cry. Alright, and here's our other two leads. Alright. Put our green one on this one. And this will be our center rail. Make sure nothing's touching there. Let me turn the power on to the transformer. Oh yeah. Well, what do you think of that? Let's out in the light once again. And turn our camera phone light on or off. All right, there it is. He's all lit up. Let me get our roof on. Oh yeah, look at that. Can't ask for more than that, huh? That looks so nice. I'm very happy with that. Oh yeah. Huh? What do you think? It's nice and soft, that white light, and nice bright marker light. It's getting a little bit blown out by the camera, but it's nice and soft in person here. I don't know if it'll show up that way or not. Let me. That's really not gonna do it. But it is nice and soft. Let's see, maybe if I back up. No? Well, trust me, it's nice and soft. I don't know why it's glaring in the camera, but I can see it. Let's see if I can get it to... let's see about this. No, it still wants to glare. I don't know. I don't know how to show it to you in real life like that, but it's nice. I love it. All right, that's cool. Let's try the big light, see if it softens. Yeah, that's a little better. You can tell that it's not so bright. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm loving this. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get our other marker light put in, and then we will put our pickup roller on this truck here and commence to wiring. All right. Cool. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Okay, before we leave this subject and move on to our pickup roller installation, I wanted to touch on this marker light here. The reason I'm using the heat shrink tubing is threefold. The first is to hold our wire into that groove, and then the next is the take the roof off here. The rest of the heat shrink tubing blocks the white light from these LEDs on the floor from getting to that peg and broadcasting out through the marker light. So that takes care of that. Blocks that off. And then the next thing is the marker lights themselves. They are a loose fit into the body of the car. You can see how loose they are. So when I was running this around my layout, these would just fall out, vibrate out. Then I'd have to go searching around the layout, see where they bounced off to. Most of the time it was off the layout completely onto the floor, but they're just very loose. They just slide right in and out. And then if we use our heat shrink tubing, see if I can do this quickly, push that up, and then over that square section that engages the car body, Just push it up over there a little bit. There it goes. Alright. And then should be able to get it through there like we did the first one, and then you can feel it tightening up already, and it's not even all the way in, so that gives us a nice tight fit after our LED is installed, just like this one. So that's why I used the heat shrink tubing. I just wanted to touch on that. I think I glossed right over it and didn't explain why I was using that, but all right, there we go. Okay, onward. All right, here's our second marker light installed. Everything's lit up nicely, looking good. All right, now we can move on to the roller installation. All right. Okay, now we're back down on the work table here, and we need to add our pickup assembly to our truck. This is the one I was originally going to use, but I think this is for a passenger car or a tender with a longer wheelbase than what we need here, so I don't think we'll waste this on this one when we have a nice new one with the proper spacing. So these will ride on the axles, and then our pickup roller there. So we need to solder some wires to this, and I'll show you one that came off a car I did quite a while ago, and I was able to save this one, but this is a pickup roller assembly that somebody spent too much time on that with a soldering iron, so it just melted the rivet right out of there, and it was kind of just flopping around. But yeah, that was sad. So that didn't work. It didn't have any spring action to make contact with the center roller. So what I did is I used some epoxy that has got the plate here attached to the plastic. Don't have to worry about the rivet. I put some epoxy on both sides. This wire still has to be moved to the inside of this plate. You can't have it sticking out that way. It's gonna smash into your axle when you get it in place there. We're not going to use this one right now, but at least it's a good one we can play around with. You have to make sure that your plate is clean as a whistle and a little bit of flux on there, and pre-tin it real quick. And then you got to pre-tin your wire, and then you got to get on there and off of there as fast as you can without heating this metal up so much that it burns that plastic and causes that rivet to pop through. So just seconds, that's all you need. All right. So we'll use this on another project. I'm sure it'll still be working, but for now, we'll put that back in the parts bin. We'll put this one back in the parts bin with the long fingers on it. Yeah, I believe that's for a passenger car. If anybody knows different, let me know, but I believe that's a passenger car. Four-wheel truck, but passenger car with a longer wheelbase. or tender. So we'll put that one aside. And what we'll work on is this one here. So we'll get this plate here real clean. And we'll shine her up real good. Put some flux on there. Put some solder on. Pre-tin it. And we'll do the same with our wires. And the same for this. For the common side here. We'll get that cleaned real nice. Flux it. Pre-tin it. And pre-tin our wires. Then we're all set to go. We won't risk melting the plastic. Alright. So, let's get this cleaned up. Alright, let's set the car aside for now. And let's see. We can use our brass brush here. Alright. Get both sides of that tab cleaned. There we go. Alright. And then we'll get our fingers clean here for our outside rails. Oh yeah, that looks nice. She's shining. Alright, so we'll put our wire there and our wire over here. So you just want to, when you put your piece of wire on, let's use some yellow here just so you can see it. On this one, just get the very end through that hole. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. And that'll hold it in place and you don't have to struggle with this. And then just hit it with the solder and should be good to go. So now that I've raised the bar that high, let's see how well I do, huh? Alright. We're not going to use the yellow. That was for demonstration purposes only. We can use, we'll use a red wire for the center roll. We don't have to, but we can. And a black wire for our common side or our outside rail. Alright. So let me get the soldering iron fired up here and see what we can accomplish. Okay, let's see how we do here. We'll grab ourselves a little bit of flux here. Got the soldering iron heated up. Just going to try to keep the flux around here. Around the hole here. Something like that. Alright. Let's grab our red wire here. Do a little bit of stripping on that. Don't need a whole lot off of it, but Dip that in some flux there. Alright, let me strip this black wire too while we're waiting for the iron. It's probably already hot, but there we go. Alright, throw that away. Dip that in some flux, like so. Straighten that wire out a little bit. Alright, so let's clean off our iron here. That's looking good. Get our solder going. Little dab on there. And just a little dab on our wire here. There we go. And a little bit on here. There we go. Very nice. Let's see if we can still fit through our hole here. Didn't put too much. Oh yeah, we're good. And then once we get this soldered, we can cut off a little bit of extra back on this side. Alright. So, I'm going to put some more solder on our iron here. There you go. Just that quick, a couple seconds, that's all you need. And then we'll get our wire ready here. Let's see. Let's get her soldered up here. There she is. Nice solder joint there. Give her a test. Very nice. Get our snips here. Cut off that excess right there on this side. There we go. We'll throw that away. Alright, there's our number one. And we didn't melt anything. Didn't lose our rivet. Everything looks good. So we're in good shape. And now we'll do our, try to face it towards you here. Get some more flux on here. Do our common side. Okay, there it is down there. Let's lay our wire in place here. Weight that down. Get her in good position right there. Alright. Alright, there she is. Alright, give that a second to cool. Give her a tug. Nice and solid. Alright. Okay, so now we're all soldered here in the picture. I didn't lose any plastic. Everything's looking good. Alright, so now we'll take some alcohol. Swab. Just clean off any excess flux. Alright. Okay, great. Set that aside for the moment. Alright, let's get our car back up here. Oh. Alright. So, want to get our wires down in there. Let them come out. We can get at them and strip them. Alright. So that'll go there. Okay, I spun you around here. I'm trying to get you where you can see what I'm doing. Alright. So if we put that there, then I use my ruler here and just push down on our roller assembly. And adjust it so it's engaged in the holes. There it is. Alright. I don't know if you can see the, let's see if I can get you. You see the two little pins there. Right there at the very tip of my thumbnail there. Or the edge of my thumbnail. But yeah. So now those are engaged in the holes. Got a nice working ruler. We'll get the wires under the axle here before we finish this up. But yeah, that works out quite nicely. Just reroute these under the axle. And thusly, well, it depends on your perspective. When the car's upright, it'll be over the axle, won't it? Now here we got to make sure that we're touching our axles, so I can see that one's not, that one is. Okay, so we're going to have to make an adjustment on that one right there, see, because it's not touching the axle. Alright, so if that's the case, gotta take it back out. That's stuff you gotta do. Yeah, I'm gonna bend that one just a hair. There we go. Alright. Get that side in. Oh, it fell on the floor. Okay. I didn't even realize. Okay, so we'll put this back in here. Straighten it up. Push our roller assembly in. No muss, no fuss. Now that's hitting that axle. Very nice. Both of them are engaged. Excellent. Engaged to be married. Alright. So, now we can put these back into our car here. Pull them out this way. Twist our truck a little bit, make sure we have enough. Alright, now we can strip these and connect these, and we'll be done. Alright, we can put her back together. So, let me do that. Of course, I forgot my connectors in the other room, so I'll have to run and get those, but for now, we'll strip our wires. Alright. Let me put you on pause. I go get my connectors. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. Forgot my microphone. Okay, we're back. Yeah. Alright, so I'll take this set of wires here. Let's do these one at a time, it'll be easier. Very good. Very nice. And like I say, it doesn't matter which, because we're on the AC side, so whichever one you grab first. Very good. Very nice. So we'll just lay these in here. Make sure everything's somewhere where it's not going to get pinched. Or blocking our windows. Try to keep them in the center here, if we can. Like that. Got to be a little gentle with these wires. All right. Okay, let's get up to the layout. See how we made out, huh? There you go. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, you can just barely see a wire there, but that's all right. We'll get her fixed up. Yeah, that one roller probably isn't quite enough. We could add a second roller or a flicker-free board in there. You've seen me do that before on the caboose. Those are nice to have. It charges up a capacitor, and that way you don't have to worry about your lights flickering. And one roller can feed that, so I think that one might be the next step. But for now, I'm happy with this. This is great. I'm loving it. Let's put our smokestack back on. There we go. All right. All that remains is putting in the screws to hold the roof on. And we're in great shape. Oh, I love it. All right, another successful project. I'll let you know what I decide with that flicker-free board, see if I put one in. I'll run it around the layout a couple times, see how bad the flickering is. All right, but there we go. Okay, up here on the layout, we got our lights out. See how she does. Turn the nighttime lights on. Okay, one flicker across that switch. She's doing pretty good. She's doing well. No flickering. On the layout here. Oh, a little bit there. Not too much. Yeah, I think this is going well. Oh yeah, I'm pleased with this. I don't see any problems leaving it just as it is. I don't think I'll need that flicker-free board on there. We can go just as she is. Alright, very good. Oh yeah, another flicker across the switch, but that's not done. Alright, toodles.